that's why insurance can sometimes be a lot more expensive. Nikki. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another budget with me here on my channel. We are looking at the earnings and everything that I have to spend my money on for the month of November. Now, November is going to be a really good month. Well, in terms of like life things, it's going to be a really good month, but in terms of money, we'll see how we go. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Lewis and I are moving house, and because we are moving house, that's going to come with some extra, not unexpected costs, because we know that it's coming up, but costs that aren't happening every single month that we normally pay for. So I thought that I would talk about those things first and the kinds of costs that we're looking at spending. So the first one is actually moving. So we do have to move twice, which if you've been following me for a while, you will know that we sold our current house that we're in and we bought a new one. However, our settlements don't overlap. So we settle on this house first, and then 5 days later, we settle on the new house, which means that we have to move everything out of this home to my sister's house and then move everything from my sister's house to the new home. So that means that we have to hire a truck twice. We're not gonna pay someone to move our things. We can pretty much do it ourselves. We moved everything into the house, so we feel like we can move everything out of the home. And it's a really good way of saving money. So if you do really want to hire someone to move your things, obviously you can go for it, but that does come with quite a hefty price tag. However, if you do it yourself, you can take your time, do it over a couple of days. So the van that we're going to hire is from Bunnings, and it's just like your ordinary delivery van. It's not like one of those huge trucks. I have hired one of those before, but I'm just not as confident driving them. I don't mind driving a van. They're smaller, nice and easy to maneuver. So they are $80 per day. And I think if you drive more than 100 kilometers, which we're not going to do, you have to pay per kilometer. The thing with hiring these vans is they'll give it to you with a full tank of petrol. The only thing that you need to do is deliver it back with a full tank of petrol. So we need to hire these twice, and that will come to a total of $160. The other thing that we have to factor in is getting someone to move our fridge. So we're not super confident in moving our own fridge, just because obviously with a fridge, you have to keep it upright at all times. And we just haven't done it ourselves before. So we are going to actually pay someone to move our fridge from this house to the new house. The homeowners of that home are really lovely, and they said that we can move our fridge in a little bit earlier because they're moving out of that home earlier than the settlement date. I hope that that makes sense. So we're going to pay someone around $100 and $150 to move that fridge. So that's an extra expense that we do have to pay for. And then as well as some cleaning products, because we want to leave this home nice and clean and spotless for the new homeowners. We also want to clean the home that we're moving into as well. So that'll be about $50 for cleaning products. As well as moving costs, we also need to think about our settlement costs. And honestly, we have no idea how much money this is going to be. The good thing about this is though, that because we settle on this home 5 days earlier, all of the money that we paid off from the mortgage, any profit that we have made from this home goes into our bank account, which means that we can use that money that's there and pay our settlement costs. So let's say that settlement is $4,000. Instead of us taking that money out of our very own personal account, we'll just take it out of the money that's been given back to us from our mortgage. I'm really sorry, my cat started to play with a toy. So if you hear her meowing, just ignore it. So those are the moving costs that we have to kind of factor in and think about the month for November. I'm not going to include them in my computer budget though, because I've saved that money in cash. So to me, that kind of doesn't exist at the moment. Let's jump into October and have a look at how much we earned and if we still stayed in the negative, because last month when I showed you guys, we were, I think it was a negative $165 because I wasn't going to earn or work that much. So let's just check to see if that is still the case. Okay, so this is the October budget here. As you can see, it does say that I was $165 over budget For teaching privately, I did earn around, this is all after tax as well, I earned around 2,400. Whoops, not 24,000. I wish, that would be so nice. I earned $355 with the agency because I only worked with them for one day. AdSense was about $100 or $200. I think it was around $195, but I'm gonna keep it at $200. So yeah, as you can see, I am still in the negative for October in $110. I did have to dip into my savings a little bit this month, which is a little bit disappointing, but there's nothing much that I can do about it. It is term 4, and you know, teachers don't really go on holidays as much in term 4 or get as sick in term 4. Okay, so that is October. Let's have a look at November. Now, the thing with November is that I have already got some days booked, which is really, really good. I'll just have a look at the calendar. So far I am booked in on the 15th, 16th, the 22nd and the 23rd, as well as the 28th until the 2nd of December. And it's not very common or usual that you get booked quite in advance as a CRT. It's usually very last minute, just the name of the game, you're casual, so you're just called upon whenever you're pretty much needed. So that means that I will actually have a bit of income that I know is coming in, which is really awesome. Like, I'm so happy that that is coming into my account because I need the money. Okay, so let's look at the days that I have been booked in for in November. I have actually been booked in for a couple of days in advance. So let's count how much I'm looking at earning before tax. Keep in mind as well that I can get cancelled for any of these days. They're not 100% guarantee, but more often than not, they don't get cancelled. So 400, 800, 1200, 1600, 2,000, 2,400, 2,800. Okay, so let's say that I get taxed for around, I don't know, let's say 800 of those dollars. That leaves me with about 2,000, and that's only for like those 5 or 6 days. So I'm actually gonna say that my budget for after tax is going to be around 2,900. Let's say 2,900. Agency, let's keep it as like one day. I'm hoping that I'll get a few more than that. AdSense is $200 again. I actually am working with a sponsorship in the month of November, but I won't get paid for that until December, if that makes sense. So I do sometimes work with companies or with brands to do sponsored videos. I don't do them very often, but I always like to make sure that when I do work with them, I am paid my worth. So I have had a couple of companies, actually one in particular that reached out recently and wanted me to work on their YouTube channel with them. But in order for me to do that, I would have had to have taken a day off teaching, and you know, I sent them my rates, and unfortunately they couldn't match my rate, which is fine. I just said to them, you know, if and when your budget changes, please let me know, because I'd be loving to work with you in the future. So if you are a content creator, just make sure that you are getting paid your worth and that it is worth your time as well, because you know, sometimes videos can take an hour to film, and then others, especially if they are sponsored, can take sometimes up to a day. So just make sure that, and even if you're not a content creator, that you are actually getting paid your worth, whether that be through Airtasker or helping a friend. You know, your time is money, so just make sure that you are getting paid for those jobs too. So that's AdSense. I'm not going to include the sponsorship money in November. I will put the rate in December. So if you are looking at or wondering how much I do get paid for a sponsored video, make sure that you click the subscribe button and follow me for my December budget as well. Let's look at fixed expenses. Obviously, none of them are changing because they're all fixed. They come out of my account the same date every month. So that is Spotify for $19, Stan for $14, phone I'm getting paid, not getting paid, it's $30. I am looking at changing to the LD mobile plan just because it is cheaper and you get more internet gigabytes as well. I think it's $20 a month and you get like triple what I earn or get now through Optus. So yeah, I'm looking at changing that sometime soon. Mortgage and rent. is still going to be $1,500. So this is for the new house. So technically we don't actually have to pay our mortgage rate until December or January. I can't remember. I think it's December. They give you a month, not leniency because you still have to pay for it, but you don't have to pay mortgage for 1 month because that comes out of your settlement or something like that. So I'm saving up for the mortgage repayments a couple of months earlier, so then I have that buffer there and it's not such a huge shock when the new mortgage comes out of our account. Bills is $160. We also did get the energy repayment back from the government. I'm not sure if it is federal or just through the Victorian government, but if you haven't got your $250, let's say, voucher for your electricity, please make sure that you do go onto the website and register. It's essentially free money, even though it's like your tax money. Just make sure that you do register it by, I think, July 2023, because that will pay for, you know, potentially a month or two of your bills. Petrol, $180. I almost paid $100 for petrol the other week, and it's just absolutely insane how much everything is going up recently. It's nuts. Groceries, $400. We've been really good at not having like takeaway. So I was planning on doing a no spend October. Let's not talk about it. It didn't work out. I think I failed within, not failed, but it didn't work out for the first week because my family asked me out for dinner and I was like, oh, like, you know, such a good time to catch up with everybody. I can't be a stinge and say no. So yeah, I did not complete the October no spend, but I have completed the October. So I haven't had a drop of alcohol for the whole month of October, which I feel really good about. I'm not a huge like drinker anyway, especially when I was younger, I definitely wasn't. But yeah, I'm really excited for the warmer weather and being able to have a cocktail soon. So groceries was $400. Splurge money, I'm gonna keep it at about $100. We're really trying not to buy too much takeaway or too much like sausage rolls, pies, things like that on the weekends. That's just where all of our money goes. You know, we'll buy coffees and then we'll be like, oh, I can't be bothered cooking dinner, so then let's get KFC or let's get whatever it might be. And it's usually not healthy. Like, we're not one to get Italian takeaway or Thai takeaway where it's at least semi-healthy. It's always like Macca's or KFC or I don't know, whatever it might be. Not healthy, let's say that. Okay, health insurance. These are all part of my sinking funds. So the same amount goes into an account every single month, and when that bill arrives, I have that amount to pay that bill, and there's usually money left over for the next year. So for health insurance, I'm including $100 every single month to go towards my new policy for next year. Car insurance is $84 a month. House insurance is $70. I did have to bump that one up because our house insurance for our new home is almost double or triple the amount for this home because it is bigger and it is not in a, it is in a fire zone. So that's why insurance can sometimes be a lot more expensive. Schnicky. Car service is getting $40 a month. I might actually just drop that back down to $20 a month because I don't need to get my car serviced very often. I do have a Mazda and it's super reliable. It's a great car. I love it so much. And my car services only usually cost me like $300 each time I go. A major service might cost me around $400, but it's very, very rare. So I do currently have, I think, $900 in that account so far. So I might just top it up but little by little. Car rego is $84 a month. Christmas is getting $50. I have completely filled my Christmas sinking funds for this year, and I'm already about $150 into next year's sinking fund, which, like, I'm so happy with that because when it comes to Christmas time, I now no longer have to stress about how I'm going to pay for presents. I do give myself a budget, and my budget is around $650 to $700 in total. That's alcohol, food, all presents. And yeah, like before I would have to dip into my savings for Christmas, which I'm sure a lot of people have to do, but I really do love having that sinking fund ready, all full. That money is mine to spend on my loved ones and food and alcohol and all that good stuff, and I don't have to stress about it, because I know that Christmas can be a really financially stressful time for a lot of people. So if you are one of those people that do find Christmas really expensive and that you do sometimes suffer a bit of anxiety around spending so much money on Christmas, I would suggest, and obviously you don't have to take this suggestion, is start a Christmas sinking fund. My mum has been doing this, I think, ever since we were born, maybe even before that, so around 33, 34 years, and she always has her Christmas fund full months before Christmas, because she never wanted to be stressed and worried that she could never afford at least a present for us. And when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of money, so at least that was the time of year where she didn't want to feel the stress or the pressure of having a lot of money to spend. Birthdays is getting $50, clothes $100. I might drop it back to like $50. Council rates is getting $84, and home decor, look, let's just put in $50. I might see something that I like, and if the $50 is in there and it costs $50, then I can buy it. So those are all of my sinking funds and my fixed expenses for the month of November. That means that whatever I have left over, and I do this every month, whatever I have left over in my account becomes my savings. So hopefully for the month of November, I will have saved $360. Again, my income is so variable. I think October has probably been my worst earning month ever since I have started casual teaching, and I was and am still very stressed about it. I'm really hoping that November I at least get, let's say, 10 days of work, maybe even more. It doesn't sound like a lot, but in term 4, a lot of teachers don't take time off, which means that casual teachers have to look for other ways to make money, which is what I've had to do, especially for the summer holidays. I have applied to do before and after school care and a holiday program. So then I have a bit of an income coming in for the almost 2 months of no teaching days, which if you are a casual teacher, please let me know down below. If you are working over the summer holidays, what you're doing, how you're earning a little bit of extra money. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do hope that you did enjoy today's video. Please leave me a comment down below. Are you excited to see our new home? Are you looking forward to a home tour? Would you like to see home decor hauls? Because we do have some money put aside just for home decor, and I'm really looking forward to filming those hauls when we buy that kind of stuff. Also, please leave me a comment down below if you would like to see the kinds of things that we're looking at buying. I'm thinking of doing like an online shop with me and showing you the kinds of items that we're looking at buying and setting a budget for each of those items. So please let me know down below if that's something that you are interested in. Otherwise, I will see you in a video sometime in the very near future. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.